Yenya ye dragging is we chantro. What is the circumstance? I man can't first one, the man be can't second one. What's the man say? What do you mean by my sure?
Because even in the face of evidence, a law now be there. Evidence.
What
are you talking? What? My sister is a lawyer. My brother is a lawyer. My niece is a lawyer. My father was a lawyer.
A senior
lawyer.
Communicable.
What are you?
If that is the English word,
but
me papa a lawyer.
No,
evidence there is. She granted
you are granted.
I didn't see that to that.
Please, of course, you cannot force me to say what you want. Please, I beg you, please don't go there. Yes, I am saying that.
I'm saying more BB Aquaba and from the Mega TV and platform way. So Nina any say. Akosua Kozie, Dr Bawumia, the aide. Sounds na Mamia your friend of Nana Yaa Jantuah. Nana Yaa Juntuah, a presidential staffer. In fact, now one na Clâshed. Efa Hawa Koosom and then Naakor Yorr omukesi on the year 2024 January election. Shootings be a course so what you say. Now we Nana Yaa Jantuah kaso no de video no mo kaso my ye interview Naakor Yorr ye interview work Captain Smart or so nyehu omunyi nchire no anza wa ide wo hu de oka. Na we na Kozie so kase ebasa na aso so o shewde Naakor Yorr ewo ne niema a oye no ai ma Hawa Koosom reputation Nana Jantuah san kase debi na this is not the first time mami a your friend Hawa Koosom wa brand shigan ono otututu basa enti anye saa nsem we ba montin so efa Naakor Yorr ho almost we di ntro den na ma Hawa Koosom di asai na ensem na nkasa de ono ne suban a ode ne di na ono kra no wahunu da a confront no na Yaa Jantuah na okan wo so wahu Hawa Koosom da a confront no aka che so omo efe adenti a wo yesa enti nkobodidi ni bi yakoba ibeto aso
nkasa osusu
na che
me sha so me so ma fe so uja me ho obi uja me ho me hwehwe wo sa me hu me ba fe me hu wo mu nkrokro me wo so anu mu tiatia me sa te se wa ba be se mani age o e kama mani age pa na pa cho kosi mi penance mpa mi ni enu die na so nsem bi o keka o ha no
sisi
emfa kwam otimasi mpa cho me fa nchi ankoma anti Marietta.
Oh, Marietta. Legal counsel.
Yes, Auntie Marietta Michelle. Me call pro ntini me omunye oni ina no ye bampo omunye na mafe omo Shamima nyina ma egu ho no wo Flagstaff House babies ye na ye ko na ye ba ye bo adwuma ma His Excellency Mahama nti ya na ye ko na chief of staff me chair president so ankasa me ko 2 months ni me ko 2 months ni ma bo pros ha na na ye nu echi na ye be land from wa na de ba
we PURC
adwuma ko public hearings na de ba ko ye me de ne se time a yiko wa na ne mpanyimfo no na e kwan no from Tamale to wa Boga to wa to na e hawo mo pa na enu president ko kate so yes na me so make catch you say me de mano betum na
project
yes
but funding was secured under us
whatever it is you started and one started we are funding is secured
no but
what I say wa kwato makodi je ni went me anye nkwan obi abeya asenkwan na ye media wa sema kosi kikan what be that
okay na so wa acknowledge you
media mente da
92 kilometers
of minimum say ye kwan ni ye mente da na what you say meti asem bi na yi kaka se o kasa ti se de bibia ye kama he Kosi me penti ato from hwehwe mam ye friend ni say o ti de making menti no busame enti hwe asema Kosi keka no he menti ase me crampo no for the first time me can be my Excellency Bawumia say ne nkrofo no se wonye oye NDC ni ti worry ye nti no oye NDC ni enu na na me kokohwehwe I have say nipa okan asante achem South MP no so oye NDC ni no onye gba you are outsider inti chese NPP for minim da so mani afra it would be ni partner say from 208 ebesi ne into onka ho a wonim afa no wahu so NDC ni just worry ye dey say NDC dey ade efa nyi omo fe worry ye dey NDC ni ati asem we bi da say ne yire so ne yire na no mo si wo ye the most beautiful, well dressed, good English speaking.
Na say nyo omo na eka she actually is and now onye
o Fulani ni
no onye beautiful
da bi na me tia so almost we Fulani ni
yeah bi market kasa
and to no munim so you outside or a foreigner. And to say how divided against itself shall not stand.
Yes, never.
Bible na kan yo nyame na meka. Kosi amana lukusi aye fine say bi ani ho. Enso mo amo party for se won kam ho. Yakoto about na to number 3.
Yeah, man trouble my balloting.
And the balloting ya battle.
Okay. Okay.
I used to have say your friend is saying champagne. Say 1 2 3 go. Where are some wait I some can say 1 2 3 go. Wow party for Asante Achem South MP. A stronghold of MPP. Otimika be na no can same way. Party ni bia mama me can say eche nam te so omkeke ka bibi o.
Omo issue statement.
Issue the statement. There be no papa no member, onye party member. So a party ba our MP no timi kan say mo ye nya won say sometimes nkofo bi kotan ba bi kasa ba ku bi wo ma no abeka muni ni pobi e bi mo bo woni ni party that from 208 safe dem so we outsider di we ni party we ye party ni partinem ba o mi akra no ho ye mwanwa obi ne ho ye mwanwa party we ya wo koyire no ho so okoli di party mi minti bi da Chade omo de ye o. Che. Obi me pese na kasa. Ye ko na la rugu kurampo. E kwanya ye de ko na la rugu.
Poto.
Minua. Oso wo secure ayi. Se sa Northern Ghana hia wanka wo secure funding ka immediately na de so abofom. Obi me na mka kire wo. E kwan ye of rose na kosi hene. Inti on to way Bawumia we me kam se de Bawumia mo hu so ye mate ono age atunu hu so ye mate wo mo hu so ye mate oti ase wo mo nyina wo mo se wo ma tena ho ne yempam no wonko lu so a wo ma bio ana wo mo ka kire no ye ko kam se mienka afa de Bawumia ye ndisi ni minti bi da wo ya outsider inti ze wote won wani hu ade eni nti na kuro no yes because no mo hu ade. Say Bawumia in their own background, they could not see.
Obi, I think she's gone on and on. Especially because
Obi,
okay, be you interrupted.
Obi, me person bisa say, Okasa na metro. What is the point? It's not be determined. My point, maybe I'm
because you're introducing something that is not even in part of what I'm okay.
But how do you debunk this, Obianka? The person just said, me, I'm just reiterating what me I heard and I saw. Let me move on by force. Hey, the question person time and Yana. Yes, I'm not getting my pennies. A question person time and what I say will be that. Aseme hia me na me meka oti ase enti no woman kasa ka se mo number 2 me hu trajectory ya no makwa form ye friend sen omo spokespersons yesi wo mo ba be ka adwuma flag bearer person ye
yes
pacho hwana ye hwe nanim MPP for sure manim so beto aba mo bi Ghana for adenti no mo nkasa metena sen kan kire ye because they say his excellency Mahama wa lift bar no se kosi be kan so won kan ene 54 against 8%. Look at the difference. At a point, here inflation is 54%, and then you 8. 8. How do you say nipa no onye adwuma? Me why opposition to me I'm okay so obekeka.
Ocean from 54 and 8 now. You are not being fair.
What man not being fair?
From
the
figure you took over.
Me dem Mr. Ni nyina ka ye bra ho.
Okay.
54 ni nyina ka ye bra ho. Ultimately,
yes.
That exchange program the most secure instruments are yet to. Unya usika na ko pension audi shem. Bonds. Trade de buy. So then how can you say nipa na wote akonwa so onye adwo by 9 months ni can you compare to 8 years wo ware 9 months how to me the 8 when 8 years ni ultimate the compare obi ultimate say me other issue any OSP let's be very honest circus no ya dosu
circus from why from OSP no?
Yes kasa ne ya too much look at your program ayi ba ko hwe ho press conference press release one case we see say ayi too much. Attorney General Krabeka so on build a docket on if anything.
On far docket mreno.
That is the point.
On the Kenofor.
Yes. Yeah. What did they meet today? Inti kasa ne eya doso.
Ti onye kum no onye adwuma.
Because they say o ma ba be challenge you. So you have to respond. You don't have to respond by a press conference. Respond by proving to us to say a dina wakwa akogye no. Eye dia. Because this one is not good for government. Do you get me? That Obi Onwoye suspect challenging a government person. So to them, telling you said Nina was season who chantro. So for the integrity of government, you know, as I say, would be prove with papers. Say ni pakron ne dan ni. Me nua say obi awie sika no suspect say dan bi ye ne dia na eni ni din mu a wontimi nka say ye ne dia because there is suspicion. You should prove beyond reasonable doubt. Say adan na makwa season no yes. So how can no papa ne lawyers be abetcho letter tintintin we? Do you get me?
Because una wama
ho kwan amankwala ne wudi agro. Because when we are doing these criminal cases, it should be very tight, airtight and sacrosanct. So oh ma hu kwan man krofo ma me kasa kasa. Enya agro ne ni pedi. And I always say you should not also me mako through that. You should not also make obi a one year bone say wa ye bone. Inti wo ye wadwuma na esese wo investigate. Yeah. So if you have come to tell us what's easy, obiasi hey abo abaso, then the lawyers are having the confidence to come and say sentisa. Niema na what's easy no, onti mi nka say eye. Asumesi dia. Asumesi no krampo me ko hwehwe mu no, yesi nya aben sika. Yesi bibi the extortion. Oti ase say yahoo bisa anana mbwa. Ana Zemi de minima de cry. So my lawyer. It is to say yahoo 419 yen no. Yahoo. It no yesi no kranya bensika ba yahoo no waye. So temasi yo. It is who se nipa na yahoo na waye 419 na wonim se ade na eye crime. Ti wo ye adwuma na yahoo kra na ye extortion na enye se wa wi abensika still a crime. Because you see oji sika bi obi this be ho illegal money bi ayi na kire mi mu ye friend saying wo mo nipa lawyer ma even say honorable maiga we say maiga ali maiga on na kire mi mu so ye MPP ni
MPP the former MP
yes and am ne ko ayi no kire mi mu say a extortion to say yahoo bi sa inti no se bibi sa a serious matter for a public figure
inti investigate and prosecute.
Yes. And yet share the bisa no. What is emre bisa MPP time. Special prosecutor ya betron and a kwan and at the end so ha me so na me call. Now me so ye da be na amre be so.
Aka 2 years.
7 years. Nti o mre so na wo call. But still no go so tonyom. Because these things are not very pleasant. But me question in my head and say, do we even need that office? You were Yoko, you were CID, you were Attorney General, you were BNI. You were 4 a year, one more prosecuted graft. You were Shraj, and not crying who are Misha died. 5. So you, Attorney General is capable. What is going on? Because yes, we can. And you're fair for government. It's not beautiful. Yeah, you need
Jubilee House.
Of course, because you're fair. How can you say what Jin Crawford be a nema? Obiadi hey, why are dear? Now the lawyers then have the confidence to come and write this. While they are writing it, no one kasa unkofo. Are they not aware say bibi say Akosua? So immediately that this thing has come out, you come and prove to us with documents. Say asama lawyer for ne kano enyampa. Then nyina yeti ha said them. If I said them Maslock.
Yes. Said the name
Tamaklo was tried in absentia.
Sure.
I am man you buano for in absentia. A dear Bentin yentimi mwake no free after for in absentia. And one nanti hon sa besine. Bede yentimi adenti yentimi mwane for. Because upeso bua will be for a can will fear krum ha or properties will krum ha. Ne maame minim so otiase amre bi obi gi misika me go che ne maame ne nipa ne betua meka ukumase otiase ebusuafo okurum ha enti de benti no wontimi try ken in absentia usu hu ba bia ken or granted. They said we are see a global village. Why are you not trying him in absentia? Me te say na me amadam for BB ka say sa na man difficult thing they can be done though.
It can be done though by difficulties. But say no pona age say furnish me with a docket.
That is the point.
Extradition.
Tradition no. What me age adwuma is difficult. So ultimately age can say so can say. It doesn't look nice. Me always be minim ne chana. The minimum so and no say na Martin Kwebu can wo sister station so.
Yeah, also be petitions.
Yes.
Free.
And I first was see the way I was then I was surprised. This is the first class law student.
No, only my dear, he taught criminal law for over 14 years.
Yes. Was he catch no you be at any modu. So he's surprised what is going on.
Baby, so I won't cut now office where I'll be Jinabon Casas.
Office or dinner or Yama where you must prosecute Crawford. A drew say we prosecute to be a damn phone. Me a dim go be and I cry madame for cray whom you would chemu. Ultimately, and ya hona acquire down for some, and ya hona acquire near some. And some be say ba, where you my dear Maono, and I be into dear Ben din or. You are even good, said President by you knew.
The only mean, you know. So, only in a swa won't mean because
they were young as an MPP by almost a security of 10 now. Almost security of 10 on the heading. Me PURC those days, Mr. Sapon was security of 10. First, a chief executive, our bar PURC, Mr. Stephen Edu, with this 16 or coil, World Bank, and make it sure as a tier. MPP for by Mr. Sapon 2 years or 3 years no mu no. Omo security of 10. Other mammy Charlotte say no need security of 10.
I'm saying in a swabba.
And yes, almost finding in a so but I'm saying see yen okay. At this time his excellency in the year Juma. Into one mahonye fe. Ultimately, Kasana Dawson. Kasani too much. Oye bibia no bia be counter. Oye bibia no bia be counter. Send Crawford no omo ye adwuma no so necessary omo ntimi nya adwuma no a. Ene omo so omo nka. Maybe in the desk officers so omo koye field officers na so omo koye investigation. It's possible say maybe they are not able to investigate properly. Because Kasana does. Ye perceive who action. Obi anka say enye press conference. Press conference a democratic right. It's part of our democratic principles. But who ya na action die chi. Who take action na obi sintesa. Mo abe challenge. Who take agendia. Me wa ni pe say yahoo ni extortion me nim. Obi na chechire mu.
Enye yahoo pacho. Enye yahoo.
Yeah. Extortion yahoo.
Yahoo online fraud. Omo internet fraud. And now ko Nigeria friend yahoo.
Okay. Na extortion there yahoo. Na ni nyina say collecting. Me person ni nya collection.
Be nya yahoo.
Ayo. Ni nya collection.
Ekosi sense na Yaa Jantuah na moten nka nti kozi bramu ni yenhwe one of the main issues we happen so the see wo ewutu senya east and I'm so ma enra the Minister, no, Enrich, 3 days ago, Minister in charge of the Interior, a press conference, Eden Sem to your task force, our man Penny put it together. Say, Omunshe investigate all election related offenses, no? Omo report, Abba. One of the issues they raised, and it's on the specific issue of Hawa Koosom, Naakor Yorr, MPCC, no? Somewhat debate too in the lead up to the elections, and that's an agenda. That's what I'm saying. Akosua.
Obi me that say, but mami assemble kumino. Quickly. It is most unfortunate, especially say party for you say asema obeka enye no kre ana asema obeka a obese wudi share obi ehi ana say to score political points no, is a weapon for your opponent. Sure. A person we consider honorable, a grantee interview. Sir, in some kind, I don't even want to amplify it.
Oh, okay.
His opinion does not represent a group or a force in the party who shares the same view.
Okay.
The party issued a statement calling him out. In fact, distancing himself from those views. Yes. Beyond that, the Ashanti caucus, statement. Because not only was it embarrassing, not only was it humiliating, it was a stark departure from the party as it was couched in 1992, which encouraged participation from every single Ghanaian who aligned with the ideology. 2025, we have a sitting member of parliament granting interviews. And even worst of it is because even on ground, when it delegates kasa, his perception of who he feels or what if it feels right to him as far as the leader is no. Quote unquote what he I don't want to repeat what he said, but my point is nobody in the MPP stood up to say the outrage from that statement. Look, constantly a party is biggest agenda should be to constantly encourage and add to its members. Say divisive comments like that only cast a very bad light on the party, because on Jina baby on Jina national executive position na baby say baby o wanna in Kofona pen and say me want to swaba, but he doesn't certainly speak for me. Memetia there me mechiwa dear pa ye just say some subversion or denying somebody their rights because of baby o fiba baby a wo no ana baby mechiwa dear pa hate it. And being a woman also, and she knows in politics what is due you a bedu time I say about honor is your gender becomes a problem. If your gender doesn't get in the way, in fact, even worse, take a private sector. So or bar nye juma na so ka say enjebi o ware pe your bonnet to was enjebi obeka so kowo inti promotion crowd dey fan camp man. So you realize that they are stuck at certain levels for a long time and so now they progress. It is most unfortunate. Inti that comment does not represent a view by a popular group in the party. It is the most embarrassing thing that we've had to experience as a party's West.
And so also
you are assuming that Nkomobi Koosom will be.
Me assuming,
and if we are going to use that logica, then we are going to have a problem, because then it means bibi ebesi wa ban we mu. Obana beka say no cry. Me to make say so baby. So
was it as long as whoever is
you
there.
said I shouldn't interrupt you when I was speaking. Okay, now so you are doing same thing. Subsequently, we have to move to the substantive topic today. So it's only fair that
what?
Like it's only fair say I
Papa
Nasem there. Me
baby. Me besa aba home mature baby wa.
It that would be no, but if you want to harp on it,
I just want to
only
find out.
Shows
Anna.
It only make an say ene no so be ma
Obi, you see,
ma suban bi ade ana me bo
to be very honest,
value you can decide to toe that
I just want to say that
it is
very
the most
honest. When I heard it,
Obi, why are you allowing?
I was annoyed. You get me?
Oh, but she's agreeing with you.
No, I'm saying that. I was wondering, where is this one coming from?
But even so, Oka say but subsequently, nema odi kan ho no.
I never say
odi engina so
me de kan ho say di gina so amamo.
But oseti ase say nipa ba ku bi adwen kire.
Oh,
yes. If you believe say a party for now, then let's see a petition of people signed who agree with
this. Or a member.
Yemen Senfata, Samira Bawumia, Haja Samira Bawumia is a Ghanaian. Her husband is a Ghanaian. Yeah. They've served loyally, selflessly, without incident as far as hurting the party is concerned. And that matters to me. Because to me, Mejina Koeni and benefit from Koenimu. And when it doesn't go your way, you hurt the party and later come around to say Yemfa Shawun Sasso Belid. It's most unfair for those, especially
for me personally, it was the source of that information, a former minister of state, a former minister of state, to even say, Obi, somebody who has become second lady of the Republic.
But they think it is strange. Because the Council of Elders are friends.
They are party rules.
Also, and you see, what we are saying now even leads into the conversation subsequently on what Naakor Yorr ne Mesisi.
Yes.
Behind before we came on air, we talked about it briefly, and the conclusion was, you know, democracy is expensive. On both sides, there are incidents of electoral violence, which casts Ghana in a bad light. Anka, true English. Others are listening. The Americans say democracy. And as yes, expensive. Now Ghana, they Americans say, "Utu kwin fi Ghana, any African country." Now, Kaso fi Ghana, the admiration and the respect they accord you. Say, we are Ghana ni, and I say, Diabeti Kwame Nkrumah, Ubeti Kofi Annan, just to show, say, there's something strong about the Ghanaian. Ubeti Nana Kufuor, especially with free SHS, we made even popular across the continent. That is my experience. I don't know which other African countries you've been to, but I'm speaking for myself. That utu kwanya nimdie bi Ghana say wo de talking to American embassy untini din
that wara do
Mandania New York Mayor.
Yes.
His middle name is what? Kwame.
Muslim, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The middle name is Kwame. Also, ne papa de net to Kwame Nkrumah.
Ah.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
And it tells you that there's something Bibi or Ghana who efe. But ye ma amanyo sem embese no. You see, menra press conference na muntakaye no. I what's the word? I appreciated, say, he's been bold and honest. But I couldn't deny the fact, say, a party no promise or make it said we investigate those incidents no and the money and to balance it and give it a nationalistic view no any idea how I come in the any day account. When you read the report, at least I was concerned about Ewutu Senya bit no and it wasn't even long. She was your friend Okase no oni ho no on being whom baby other people are said be ebeka somo corroborate ye and omo for an statement so no also didn't turn up or were not interested in giving testimony or evidence. Now think about it. Asem we see ye can omo a sebe ya kan omo hun sema it doesn't represent who they are. Honorable Koosom is one of them. Mamino, what the public and people painted her to be in reality, far from it. And that incident, cast her in that mode of a wicked woman and sebe or surround or po both you bear 5 and send away 50. So onu nyanto kwa penaches what teacher send a minute minimi anti only me nyadrina se me pie penaches or bebumiano. And she's not like that. But because of political expediency, nim say telebia, there's no consequence to actions. No, we no mdiye mami no. Uko TikTok, uko Facebook, uko X, wherever you can find Hawa Koosom, it was a bad image of her represented. And when you read her statement, make kind of statements, on the issue, Grana, Miraho, because you see, when you defame somebody based on such a lie. And look at the cost almost to her. Her life could have been taken at the by-election. All because a certain perception has been created. Into say violence or okay. But you can't wait cheering. What then happens to Koyon? Honorable Koyon, what happens to her? How do you
elected member of parliament?
Yes, what happens to her? Because a day na odi asem enya no kretwa bonting. Evidence of it is even on the Facebook. Or Chor say she's been shot at. Yes, she has not denied that claim publicly till this report came out. Now sebe ukotna parliament. You should not be shielded from wrongdoing. You should not be shielded in the name of power or your party's in power. Nothing can happen to you.
But what I can see happening is Honorable Hawa Koosom
bia kodine boni bi wo baby asa boni no unspeakable sins ebede dia obu omo wo masa nipa no ebeden ebe bafen even omo mu di na chikwa be hu say ebi kwa dia me di we chikwa ntina me mabara bonko ye because we nipa boni ni but because of the politics they hide behind it nti bibi tu na say asem esi na ade we tu me and then people will hate you for that thing and then you can't even come out to explain because the noise is so loud and nobody will believe you. That's what happened to Hawa Koosom. Nobody was prepared to listen to her. Mr. Ankobet now studio crown and Kopeso or Yaa Noah. There would have been a mob outside ready to pounce on her because of the image created. So the Koyos they should have their day. And the day should be that there should be a consequence to the lie they told. Politics no do baby. I feel say it gets unattractive sometimes, and especially any presidential primaries often you lose respect for certain people just because of how or much or how they campaigned, and it's painful because at the same time no one is already only she should not get away with it. We are putting the burden of responsibility on Hawa to say that she should file suit against her. But there should be, in fact, constitutional lawyers more on the issue. We have to make it as unattractive to get up and incite people based on lies, especially when it comes out say There's another thing in the report that you spent 15 minutes talking on things that were not. Don't break my flow. There's also something that that bothers me as far as the Minister Noayade, but it's a very nice PR of balancing the conversation, adding Hawa Koosom to give it a nationalistic view. On both sides, we should ensure, violence doesn't become part of our processes moving forward. Also, the bit on compensation. Yanya careful, we are going to find people who create pockets of violence every 4 years, knowing that the government will find a package to compensate them and their families. Political thuggery exists. There are people who boys the whole 4 years campaign time boys it's unfortunate, and I've sat here in the studio to talk about it, that the inertia or the lethargy of the police are ebedu election day is so helpless. Just say from Ubia or which then puts a burden of responsibility on opposition parties to man their own teams and their coalition centers with people, because you cannot trust the first point of call or which is to protect you. let's not make it attractive of compensating these people. Yes, some are genuine, but is going to create another burden of responsibility for government. Irrespective of who is in government, you now find pockets of violence spread across the country, and you be pinpoint to say we man 500,000. Who calculating rates of inflation? Obama way the same. We lose way, and you can't even ascertain whether it was even the electoral violence or their own bibi or mokoye and they and no buy intention and so. OSP matters arising. Always been quite put here when the matters go into court and whatnot. And I'm in person mechanism. But there's something which I find very worrying. When you see a mug shot of a person, typically it's a very may mix no also say mark shot you can watch mark shot here day mark shot here day
nti kan wo na ka nti wo
no so min ketwi na mark shot make photo okay nti mark shot here what call police aka say ye mawo ye friends say ye the photo atu ha e bi okra bon say wo hwe UK ni US a ukra suspects ye mawo number B to show say o tag ni we criminal number and a potential criminal number near whatever it is. Now ushe
identification
ushe obi to say Sheikh Mustafa Hamid OSP inviting and so arresting or inviting no ade ne pe bae na sebe omo ne omo ye adwuma ne ade so bae na otwa omo picture e de to abonting typically uhu infoni bisa is either suspected murderers, hardcore criminals. Me who be say in our I would say in our political history or whatever you call it. And you see, when certain precedents are set, whether it's for personal vilification or revenge or cause it now becomes a precedent for others to follow. Share the public trials of alleged corrupt former appointees, where the AG sets them against the public, and you say bedu baby no during the case no evidence near the about outer it's a stark departure with what was presented to the public. Yenkwe eche kakra mekai yendi tama yana issue. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then when the verdict came that those alleged to have been, that time, no, not Professor Mills, I believe said he was in war at the time. This was a regional issue, right? When the verdict was read, there was chaos and violence. Why? Because an impression had been created. There was a foregone conclusion where people had put their own views and perceptions and stories out there to paint a certain person as a perpetrator. When the AG comes to stand there, you can't hierarchy of Mpinfo or Ghana Moa. He's in top 5.
Yeah.
Obejina ho na Oma Ghana for eti asie se obi e konfo. Me si obi wie sika, obi account wato say na fe court. Na fe evidence no doesn't match what you are alleging. You start panicking because ultimately the verdict is going to be that what Obi is innocent. Yeah. And should it come out that Obi is innocent, you are going to have the public turning against the judiciary to say mu and a moma corruptible eco free in our history, where ultimately these judges were killed because the perception of corruption was ring fenced around some people, only for it to be that it wasn't true. You're very careful. Infonia, and it's only the OSP doing that. I don't see the Mihu Ninjina Swo Sebi. What friend panaba? Also me investigate you. Or yeah, no now no. In fact, I saw it when you see a public, a government institution or a state institution that has or what responsibility say obey fair, unbiased. Now or take it to personal attacks on somebody they perceive to be a perpetrator or somebody they perceive belongs in cells for whatever reason. Now Emma Yamanyo Semno any Ghana baby say ye coach nano in the eyes of the world no we look like a joke. I would never have me just say man so died that say in the reset that was preached no, it is just personal revenge. It's behind the scenes. It is just tit for tat. We say it is not rooted in any hardcore evidence or anything. But sebi ya chiwa any to appease our base. Or the yen can be no meaning jikeke. And every time I've been watching how one government assembly ba na their back is against the wall. Sebi omun to be to try NGO moa near the bibiatu near Kofa government bibi na the PR around it. Sebi the person has a right to defend themselves. Don't pit them against the public. Ma enko court. If nanubi now see enya don't continue it.
The same thing.
It's the only way we move forward. So it's getting a national tone. That's ultimately one day all this goodwill and things are say na abine na gap ne day. One day when they turn on you, it won't be pretty. Into yenhwe niema yenhwe sa nioma no yenfa nioma into 2 years. Because today you feel it's right, but it's not. One day the tables will turn, and the things that you did thinking you had the power.
Obiso de bebeyo.
Obiso de bebeyo.
Because mama na say, nana ya maminti on Naakor Yorr ne Hawa Koosom and matters arise and the
Obi, a person may be a question be. How has she ever branded a gun? In all her.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Do you get me?
Yes.
So it is not because of what Naakor Yorr said. And Nuntinema Obi feel say Hawa ye anasa onye. She has branded a gun before. In her constituency, right?
Yes.
She said she was protecting herself, right? Good. So that image is there. Me, I met our Koosom on the day that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama won the election. Yes, the happy day in my life.
Okay.
And I met her at a party. And the person party I may call ni pakoni introduce you ma'am. If she tia or bet me catch and say, hey, we ye fe papa. Nada na we yes ma we sama go for say within. Obi, there is something in the name. Me, when it comes to women, I am all for women. I told her that look, Auntie Hawa, there is something. Me want the phone, me want a number. There is something in the name. So you should be careful how you conduct yourself. Last week, the preaching that was preached, that there is something in the name of Jesus, that if oye Christoni, the name of Jesus that was so. It's a wish in your way then. Ututu anamon. Ultimately, Obi or family. Dan Metiana me who said Metis said Kwame Nkrumah Kwampoku CID. So mo call court my junior bid Ekuta within. Ama with me then any relieves our share. There is something in the name. Obi mimitie Papenny Mobi catchem sananaya ukuta DB. Said Dino. So there's something in the name. For nothing at all, you hold a certain name. We a member of parliament. You have brandished a gun before.
Yeah, but not just
Debbie, listen to my argument. You have brandished a gun before, so that kind of argument, is around you. So until you be I saw you then, we are careful. As me, to be very honest, I've been on the road, and when I came, I was very tired. Quite fast, so I didn't even listen to Honorable Muntaka.
Okay.
But we need to also find out under what circumstances, and now call you a card or kind. Where, which arena, a himfa. What kind of
an interview with the media at that time?
Okay,
and. So we share video of the interview, and she was like almost passing out. I say, na home say ya boni to be wounded.
You know, I never saw that.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
And they went.
I didn't see me. What I saw, that I made a statement. I mean, share how I make catcher. No, is the boy I saw near boni to or that the bucket of a car on TV.
Yes, that was on election day.
On election day, that's what I saw.
But I know it had no connection with Hawa.
No, so yes, but I told her and I said, at that time in your consider security for that election, no, ejina ususubi. Because the security ultima say you need to ensure said guns near the crown and mara.
The police
how would she do that?
Don't move responsibility from the police. Okasai. It's only me. Or interjecting 7 times. It's the police's responsibility. And
No, I understand, but I'm saying say it is your constituency.
Sure.
Do you get me?
Yes.
It is your constituency na asem esi. So me, that is where my argument was, because I was very touched, and because for me, nobody should die because of an election.
That's true.
Nobody. And the people who have died are very innocent people. Obi, I said we went to a peace council meeting when I was the general secretary of CPP. And when we went, we spoke about the matter, say, it's us in the pay we. And who was them to sing? The response we got was the IGPC and my evidence. So they cannot find the people who killed the 8. Today we are hearing say police if we are hearing say forces boom. Obi, when a policeman releases a bullet from the barrel of his gun, that bullet is accounted for to a name.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the armory to collect your pellets, any shot I will be yeno, numbers ya church or numbers ya forensics ye be when the person dies and a post-mortem is done. When the bullet is removed from the person's body, because you have bullet in nipa. So what you say there, sometimes maybe it is lodged to your lungs and not to some critical organ. So they leave it there for a time, watching you say and hetel. But once you are gone, they can cut and get the bullet out. That bullet that has been spent is to a name. Why is that 8 years in it? Nobody could be able to find out that bullet that was in a person's body could not be connected and traced to a gun. Obi what did they meet?
Yes.
So all these years, why? But I am also saying, say, wuka a year sema, Hawa sema, wetimia ye near maybe I hope today she has changed, but wetimia ye near maybe our woody ganda. And when the man Crawford, I don't even think that people even spoke about too much about what happened on 2024, because nobody actually saw her hold anything. But previously, she has wielded guns before, shotguns in her constituency, and when he came out, was protecting her. And that kind of picture is still in the head.
And the plan was picture no other than
it is not about to see.
Well, that's what happened.
No, I'm saying
in this specific case.
I am saying say we a lawyer ni. We see obi wo ho a waka asem no. Waka asem no. As I see etimi prove hwehwe mu adi enti na man circumstantially no adi enti na man otimi ka asem. We should look at every facet of it. Me, I don't like just even Hawa. Yeah, you can't say what to you near day. When I saw her, I confronted her. Well dressed, beautiful. I said, so who you fair? What did I meet you? Intino, Nipana Yesuaka says, Yenya ye trick or yasi. Yenya ye dragon is with chantro. What is the circumstance? I man the car first one, the man the back second one.
Yeah, but whatever the circumstance was, that's why there was a task force. I was said, or up here, or call baby.
Task force,
task force report now.
Okay.
Obeka president take it over.
Well, no, Kaso Beshishim.
Good, and the task force was set to look into.
Okay, an investigative body.
Okay, so and she appeared before them And says a convoy in the crown on count just say she was not even there.
Me man, when you know, so sometimes people write Facebook posts for people. Me I see Facebook soon and never.
There was an interview on Yaa TV.
So it's there.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's fine. No, you see me patch up me no one kasai. Me yes, me
we're having a very difficult.
You see me No, but you don't expect me to just not to shield anybody. Because please don't bring this one. What are you talking about? Yes, I am saying say me and son America so be obi me and son America so be a guilty no. It's na be ankofo se me nkoye law. I cover all ground. What do you say? What do you mean by am I sure?
Because even in the face of evidence, a law now be there. Evidence.
Ne papa.
What are you talking? What? Me, my sister is a lawyer. My brother is a lawyer. My niece is a lawyer. My father was a lawyer.
A senior
lawyer.
Communicable.
What are you?
If that is the English
no, but
me papa a lawyer.
No,
evidence there is. Because she granted
you are granted. I didn't see that
to that.
Please, of course, you cannot force me to say what you want. Please, I beg you, please don't go there. Yes, I am saying that. I am saying that me, I haven't seen any interview that she granted.
Okay, that's right.
So I will always give somebody the benefit
of the doubt.
Yes, the benefit of the doubt. Show my mention.
Oh, that would be nice. Show my
because I haven't seen it. Do you get me? And I've told you what I based my argument. You see, everybody say they move chew because we say we chantro. More winning na manya bibi amoka.
And you say you bibi eka. And in statement or yes one Hawa Koosom lost her life. That's the point you are making. Please. Why are we dismissing the fact that she was exposed to harm?
A man for your imagine say on may attack Hawa. Based on those who
were by election, please. Or a harmless store. And the editor also who said when you're offended.
It does not matter. It's not fair. Please, I beg you, no, please don't go there.
I will go there because it's not right.
I am saying, I'm not what I am trying to say. When you're attacking on our by election, did anybody say because we were kuni penting attacking?
The narrative around it was
she's a violent woman.
Oh, sure. That's true.
Obi, didn't we sit here?
No, I granted NDC officials interview, they make those links.
Yeah,
I promise you. We had this conversation.
Akosua, please, can you show some respect? I beg you. When you were talking, I didn't interrupt.
We had that conversation.
No, but I am telling you that you don't expect me to say what is good for you. She's not right. No, I'm saying that on my pen she's trying to. No. I am saying say me I wish you had called her and even interviewed her.
Yeah, my sister, why a press conference? And
yes,
I would.
What am I saying? For me, if you do that, I'll be very happy.
That's fine.
And you hear what on the side of this. Means I condemn. Obi anywhere where them people NDC. Me condemn me will say me nim say needs at the end. When I heard this Bawumia thing, me I was these people. Why? Yeah. You have used somebody from 208. Now you are saying say on your part of you. Yeah. Do you get me? Yeah. Me I mean penny SCC. Okay. So if for any reason no, mom be call your social side of the story. Sure. Ending on that, Hawa has ever wielded, brandished a gun. But that does not also mean say say a man look like a monster or your bar.
Yes.
Do you get me?
Yes.
But as a woman, she has ever brandished a gun. What was she using? She has ever shot pellets. Whether it was warning shot, whether it kills somebody, whether it injures somebody, she has ever brandished a gun.
Our laws don't prevent people from. Our laws don't prevent people from owning license.
Did we even see whether it was licensed or not?
And that's why that was investigated. So investigations.
But you see, I'm coming to what Kosi said.
Yes.
On you see, I hear the MPP saying, and it is a bit. It's mortifying.
It's a saying.
Say I hear about a press conference.
AG.
Sorry, honorable Ayene. Waba out a press conference or munti be a public trial. The money we are talking about, whether alleged or not, Obi is our cash. It is your tax. It is my tax. It is everybody's tax. Obi uti de meche. Inti se nipano ye allege say why you say ne say you honorable ayene ehu sese so obeka kire public ne say niema me hunu say na me kano say na me ko. Haven't you heard Ghanaians saying say for nothing at all those who have chopped money should be prosecuted? But it does not also mean say UTB be an HS nipa no edifo. So Ayene should be able to come and tell us, say, Honorable Ayene should tell us, say, a Jumana mehuno, in some na makano, public ni say ni city. I don't think it is a public trial. Onon pono, he's talking about plea bargain. Wabra yemu be crazy and pay plea bargain. Nipa na mo yen so who say me tena haka jose Ayene plea bargain Yorr kiken. Honorable Ayene plea bargain Yorr kiken krofo we omo mpe o. Nipa no tena ho no cross 2022 plea bargain law aba into force. Una achire mu se ba ko be the court act. Una achire mu se ba ko be the court act. Honorable Ayene ti wo kiken plea bargain won hu de omo keka kire no. Say wo ye ba yi public ehwe opuni o ma anya press conference
why is it the party?
MPP for no
say party anya the AG
me bisa wo say o ma anya press conference
the AG
anya press conference
but atop forcing.
So that is it. Enti nana Yaa Jantuah de a very, 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 very difficult woman. Yes, from the way we see Edin come watch yourself. From the way we see Edin come any the nema oye and watch yourself. A very, 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 in fact, politics. Tenka nye politics enka abayo ti hoyi akozi anye ni ti pen eni Jantuah nana Yaa Jantuah but ohidi wa na oni na etwo no mo kasa ni Hawa na it tells a lot. It really tells a lot. I can't seem be brave. Sometimes maybe some who say politics there indeed a dirty game and pa. Politics is a dirty game because oh said they need near my see. You see, my men can't send back and fancy Hawa comes in. Kuru ja kika kabeja Hawa comes in. Said then nana Yaa Jantuah ekano. And yes, I Naakor you as them we bio and I'm all when you dimbonu. Uno ubotu dada yefro ubotu dada. Inti se ene ensembisi aba mountain so it is say obi it is a omukane se minkane se grumpo obi pass with pe pass mark of 80% no be 100. Now you know we teaching no say mete no baako utino na ka 1 now fees no it doesn't make any change. It doesn't make any change what has here enti na ye Hawa kumsen usuban audit constituency awutu sinya east for no I don't know any I expose you I don't know any I expose you enti no it's not about say obizi ubotu ye say wangasa woni no tirim say into trasem we how we see conduct ho. In fact na wo nim say we lose elections no enti yen hwehwe ni yem bisa se sa nkofo no maame na akoyo na okaso muwu ye omo fa anfa omo kusi omo wanfa mom yen hwehwe mi si ase because ya tese interior minister Yorr mutaka si o hwehwe makusi ase asawase member of parliament into the ye de man hwehwe mu ankosi na ye hu asem ne puma sibre na yenso ye wonsim bi etimi aka afa ho but assistance now there Hawa kumsi de dini de masa egusu ha sei obotu and osi ombotu a okọ oblikuma no kita pepe explain yeden eni so ye question me di Yaa Jantuah anka me bisa akozi ana akozi manu akosia manu ka me bisa nse okọ oblikuma no to na pepe explain botu no so na no so de ko eden so si maame koyo say ni din a eno nso pepper spray no nso na ehye ne bottom ana ode ye den ana ehonom na ehonom ye wrestling ana say ehonom ye war grounds. You see, there is nothing that can change you. Oh, kokra no hu bon to kwa. Enti anyesa niema we, anyesa same way enam ama Hawa Koosom ni din asay. Ono oto no ni din asay dada o. Hawa Koosom ni din ayden asay dada. Yes, ni din asay dada. Enti anye sa die we ene bema se bi eburusi bi nyado. Ni din akova up. Enti onhwe no so na onhu de oye. What you say? Sana eti abusia meso do comment betum na wa like dwumade na wa share na foforo ihe bia hwe hanom still remains your number one authentic platform negative yankopon ka obi bia na onhyira papa.